Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to Enjoy the Chaos.
That's right. We're back.
We're back.
We always say that.
We do. That's okay. We're back another week.
That's right.
It's always a blessing to be back.
Oh, it is
another
a
time.
blessing. Yes, I love that.
So we're going to keep our holiday
Yes,
cheer
we are.
going. You have
Let's
on
do
your
it.
Santa shirt.
I have a Santa shirt on. Yes,
so
I
cute.
did. Stay jolly, my friends.
So
That's
cute.
right.
I wore my one Christmas shirt from my Mean
was
Girls.
last episode.
Yes, last week I wore my one
That's
Christmas
right.
shirt.
That's right.
I did buy another Mean Girls sweatshirt. So apparently that's
Ooh.
all I care about for
Mean
Christmas
Girls.
is that scene from Mean Girls.
You know what she likes?
Which is it does happen to be one of my favorite movies.
Yes, it's so good.
It's a cult classic. It's for sure really cute.
It is. I agree.
So we're going to talk about the holidays a little bit more
right.
this week, and we even have a
We did?
festive holiday cocktail. It's called Jingle Juice.
Jingle juice. I love that. Like when you sent that, I was like, oh my God, this is
Yes,
perfect.
Jingle
juice.
Now we did have to make some modifications because I couldn't find all the ingredients.
Which I think you did good with that. It's good.
So it's whipped vodka,
Yes.
which whipped cream,
Whipped
but it's
cream,
actually
yeah.
called whipped vodka.
That's right.
Sparkling rosé,
Yes.
which we're using some 30A bubbles for our sparkling rosé.
Yes.
And it calls for cherry 7-Up, which I feel like is not real because I went to 3 stores to try to find cherry 7-Up or cherry Sprite and could find neither.
That's so crazy.
But I do think it's even more festive because it's the limited edition cranberry Sprite.
Oh, 100%.
So I do, and I feel like the cranberries help it not be so
Yes.
sweet because,
Yeah,
you, I was a little worried about how
Yeah.
sweet it would be with the cherry 7-Up and the whipped vodka,
Yes.
but it's very light.
Yes.
It's very refreshing.
It
And you're
is.
supposed to garnish it with fresh cranberries, but in full transparency, I'm always afraid that like I'm going to drink one and then somebody's going to have to do the maneuver and it's just not going to go well.
You said that last episode and I
Yes.
had not thought of that. And I'm like, oh my God, that is something I would do.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, like, oh my God,
Time out.
it's stuck. Help me. Please.
And I don't know, B, do you know how to do the maneuver, the Heimlich maneuver? Kind of. Okay.
Kind of is okay.
So between the
Hey,
two of us, because
kinda.
I don't.
Yes,
so if it's you,
I
that's-
do.
But if you're the one that is having the cranberry
Okay.
issue,
If that's
it's
happening.
us two dingbats that are going to have to try to save your life. You might want to just go
Listen.
find you a high corner and run into it.
That's it. That's it. I'm going to be like jumping on the chair. Okay.
Yes.
Literally.
So we'll talk about this a little bit more as we go.
Yeah,
But it's very refreshing.
Mm.
It doesn't feel so much holiday-ish.
Yeah,
More
yeah, yeah.
summery. I mean, I could drink. It's probably the rosé.
It's the rosé.
But it's
we
not
do
as
love
sweet as
rosé.
I expected it to be with that whipped vodka in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree. I think we'll keep sipping on that and rate it later, but
So
it's pretty good.
we talked a lot about how we had our big weekend coming up
We have talked a lot about that.
with the concert, and we finally
It
had the
was-
weekend.
It was so much fun.
And you didn't get to
Sarah.
meet the 222 of the weekend of the Date
I
Your
did
Spouse
not.
challenge because
Well, so the Chad is a hunter. And that weekend, like we always talk about the weather because it's really not that cold here.
right.
But that weekend, it was going to drop and like be super cold. And when I say super cold for here,
Mhm.
I'll say that. And so he was like, he was searching for this buck and he was like, I've got to hunt this buck this weekend. And I was like, okay. So he actually texted my sister and was like, don't you want to go with April to Atlanta? Blah, blah, blah. Well, my sister loves Miranda Lambert.
Right.
She loves her. And she's always open to do anything. So she was like, of course I'll come and meet you for the weekend. So that's what we did. We had like a sister's weekend. And the cool thing about that is on November 12th was our mom's birthday. You know, she passed in
fun.
2015. I've said that before. But that was fun to spend that with her.
Yes.
So yeah.
And y'all found some really cool places. So
Oh
tell
my
us about where you went
God,
to
yes.
brunch.
Okay, so we went, first I'm going to talk about the steak market. So the
Okay.
steak market was
Oh,
Friday
yeah.
night.
Yes.
So that I want to talk about. It was such an experience. I will say it's expensive. So let me just
Mhm.
start there. That's not somewhere I would go frequently.
Right.
But if you're looking for an experience in Atlanta, I think it's on Juniper Road. It is amazing. It
Okay.
is such an experience. You walk in, they treat you like royalty. You look over, there's like all these salt coolers with like meat in it, which some people are like, what? But I mean, it was really
Well, it's
cool.
called the steak market.
It is called the steak market. And then you walk around and you see all these like waiters and waitresses They're decked out to the nine. They have black gloves on. Some of them are performing like things at the table. It's just like really cool.
Okay.
And so very loud. It's a loud place. But
You always say
if
that
you
'cause you're
don't like
40.
loud, aw, that's probably true.
We talk about the noise level at restaurants when we're old people.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And it was dark. It was so dark. Like Paige and I both were like, how do we see the
It's also on the list.
You can't see if it's too dark. It's too loud. But literally, it was an experience. We had the best drinks. I think it was called the Berry Flight. It was made with Remy Martin. I think it was 1738. It's a cognac.
Ooh, okay.
And what else was in it? Raspberries and club soda. I think I'm missing one ingredient. But I'm telling you, so it's a nitro martini. So they bring out like nitro. They do all the flair with it. You have a popsicle that's with the same ingredients. They put it in the martini. It melts as you drink. It is...
Okay.
I could go there and just drink the drinks. It was so good. But then the steak. So my sister and I we love to eat meat. And so we had steak. We had filet. We shared a filet. Super amazing. It was really good. We had truffle fries.
Ooh, I love a truffle fry.
Truffle fries. I know. I did think of you and the fries.
I do.
And crispy Brussels sprouts. That's what we had. Sarah does not like Brussels sprouts.
No, do not like Brussels sprouts. And please don't message
good.
me about have you tried them XYZ.
Bacon.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah,
No,
blah.
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. She's tried them every which way.
Yes.
And they do.
Childhood trauma, not doing it.
Yes. So that was amazing. It was really, really good. I definitely would say.
Was it the best steak of your life?
Okay, so let me be honest. No, it wasn't.
Top 5?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely top 5.
Okay.
I would definitely say top 5.
Okay.
It's an experience. Like, go for the experience. You're going to not want to pay, but
Sure.
Just do it.
Sure.
Just do it. It's fun. It's exciting.
So there's a place in Atlanta. I don't think it's called the Butterfly Room,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I want to say they have live butterflies,
Mm.
and it's brunch,
Mm.
and you have to put down like $125 reservation fee,
What?
and
Are you
that comes
serious?
off of your bill, which means
Oh.
they anticipate it being
that much
per person.
Ooh.
And I want to do this. I'm going to find out what
Yeah.
it's called, but
We
that would
need
be
to
that's an experience.
So,
I mean,
so you told me about, and actually we're Paige and I was talking to our Uber driver
mhm.
about the Speakeasy place.
Yes,
And
the red
so-
phone booth.
Yes.
Yes.
So we were talking about that. We were trying, she had no idea, the Uber driver did, about the place.
Mhm.
But this place, the steak market, which we did not go, we literally walked in, went to our table, and we sat
Mhm.
down. And it was a pretty long experience. So then by the time we were ready to go, but they have a speakeasy in there. It's
Ooh,
speakeasy
okay.
and a cigar lounge.
Cool.
And so it's a really cool place. It's beautiful. Check it out. But you tell me more about the speakeasy place that you know about.
So we stayed downtown Atlanta one night, and I don't know if we were there for Jean's birthday or an anniversary or why we were there, but it was just Jean and I, and we were having dinner at the hotel we were staying at, and we were talking about what we were going to do after dinner.
Yeah.
And our waiter came up to the table and was super hush about it. It was like, "Hey, do you want a really cool experience?" And
Yes.
this could go a lot of directions.
Yes, I do. Tell me more.
And you have that moment where you're like,
What is he
okay,
talking about?
what, like all of a sudden I'm like hearing the drug dog McGruff, like in my
say
mind,
no.
just say no.
Just say no.
So we're like, okay, sure. Yes, we do. So he slides a card over to Jean again. Okay, let's see what this is going to be. And it's a card for the red phone booth.
I love that.
Which he said, this is a really cool bar that's around the corner. Take
Yeah.
this card, and all that's on it is a phone number.
So
Dial this
cool.
phone number.
While you're in the phone booth.
You're in the phone booth. It's like a
love
legit.
this.
It's all it looks like on the street is a red phone booth. And
I
you
love
go
this.
in, it's a rotary phone, and you dial the number, and the wall comes back,
Ooh.
and there's a person standing there, and they check your ID and all the things to make sure that you're fine. And you go, and it's the coolest thing. Now you can smoke in their cigars.
Yeah.
So it's not, so that again on the list of old, you smoke.
Do I want to?
Do I really want to come in here? But it was so cool, and it's probably the coolest cocktail experience we've ever had.
Yes.
Because
that's what
Jean
you're
ordered an
saying.
old fashioned, and they bring out this huge copper cylinder and they spin the ice down from a block and turn it into a ball. Well, then they brand the ice cube with the logo of the restaurant.
Right.
And
so
unfortunately, we've not ever been able to go back because
that's right.
we don't stay in that area all the time and we have Barrett or whatever. And I was really hoping that after the concert, we'd be able to rally and go. And we didn't because it was like the concert was like a time warp.
It was so long. I mean, it was good, but it was the longest concert. Oh my gosh.
So we saw Dwight Yoakam, Miranda Lambert, and Chris Stapleton.
Yes.
And Miranda was good.
She was good. She was good.
She was very upbeat. She was very good. I hate that we didn't see as much as Dwight Yoakam because I love him.
Like
but we did get two songs.
I think.
Two songs of him and then Chris Stapleton. But my favorite part of the whole night was Chris Stapleton and his wife.
God. What is that?
They are so precious.
Like they were glued to each other.
Yes.
Like they were singing. Like
initially,
he was singing.
What is he looking at over there?
Like he's not even the audience. It's her.
They just sang to each other the whole time.
Literally
she came over and pushed his hair back behind his ear. I'm like, oh, it was so cute. I don't even think Gina like each other after seeing them together. Like, when you're around two people that just genuinely love each other. I
love it. Yes.
Like, I don't think Jean would even tell me I've had something in my teeth. Like,
I know when she went over and brushed his, because he started talking about her, and then she went over and like brushed his hair out of the way.
It was precious.
I was like, "Are you serious right now?" And I thought for the moment, I was like, "Well, surely they'll like, now they'll pan right to the crowd." Nope, it was all about them.
They did.
It was all about them. They were just
and that
there
one girl,
alone.
Bless her heart. They kept panning to her in the crowd, and she looked so angry every
time. I was like, "Who is this?"
Stop putting the camera on that poor girl. Even when she was singing, she was like lip singing angry. Like
she was.
It was amazing.
I forgot about that, but that was so true.
It was funny. It was funny.
It was good.
But it was good. But it was so late
Literally
when we got out.
A little over 5 hours.
Yeah, so it was so late. So there was no Red Door that night. And it was freezing.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And luckily we stayed where we did so we could walk back to the hotel because the traffic was crazy. But like the walk back was...
It was brutal.
It's brutal.
This was a time that I felt very thankful to be 40 because I was warm. I had on a coat. I had on comfortable shoes. And you saw all these girls in front of us that were wearing like mini skirts and heels. And they were all like huddled together in a group. Right, it was like a bunch of geese, like all in like the closest cluster, or the penguins. And I felt so bad for like the ones that were on the outside. Like, did you draw straws to see who got to walk in the middle of the gaggle of teenage girls?
That's right.
Like they were all so cold. And I was like, but I would have been that girl. I would have been that girl that I would have been so worried about not being cute that I'd have been cold.
Yeah.
But I didn't even change out of my sneakers or whatever they're called. Tennis shoes.
That's right.
It bothers you when I say tennis shoes. Like, you're not playing tennis. They're not tennis shoes. But I'm also not sneaking anywhere for them to be called sneakers. Like, what? They just were shoes.
They're just shoes.
I don't know what they're called. They're shoes.
They're comfortable shoes, and you should wear them to a concert.
Yes.
Yes.
And so Sunday, what'd y'all do Sunday?
Yeah.
You didn't feel well, so you didn't do anything.
Sunday, I decided to go home.
I know.
I decided to head home pretty quickly. Had a sore little throat here. Might be from the yelling. I don't know. Screaming, singing. I don't know. But I headed south. But you headed south.
Way south.
But tell us about your trip.
So we went to Jacksonville from Atlanta. So we had a whirlwind thing. Saturday night concert. Miranda, Chris Stapleton. Sunday down to Jacksonville. And I don't know if it was the area that we stayed in, but I wasn't in love with Jacksonville like I thought I was going to be.
That's right.
Our hotel was nothing like it was in the pictures. It was not a great hotel experience. But even then, like, the car ride was so long, and the show was supposed to start at 7. We got down there in time to like change clothes, have dinner, and get downtown to the arena. And we went and saw Kevin Hart.
So fun.
And it was so fun. This was our first comedy show we've ever been to.
I've never been to a comedy show.
Now, I went to Chelsea Handler.
I've never been to a comedy show.
I think I was in my 20s, maybe 25, 26, whatever. I went to Chelsea Handler, and it was funny, and it was outside. It was an amphitheater. But it was raining, and it was hot. It was July. It was so that was not the experience that this was.
Yeah.
Sold out arena. He had a group called the Red Cup Boys that opened up for him, and there was 3 of them that came out and did short little stints, and just the energy of the comedy show, it was so funny. And they definitely catered to the older crowd.
Yes.
Because they started 45 minutes late. And so the first guy came out and he was like, if you're over 40, you're worried, like something bad's happened. Like, why is the show starting so late? Like, I was excited. I only came to the show on a Sunday night because it started at 7. I knew I'd be home by 10. I could go to work the next day. Now your schedule's all thrown off and you're all going to be late. And
that's so funny.
It was so fun because we literally were listening to the people in front of us talk about that. Like, by the time we get an Uber and by the time we get home and I'm going to have to get up and get to work. And then he made a joke. He's like, but if you're under, 35, you're yelling at the person next to you saying, I told you didn't have to hurry. You made me get here early. You knew these people weren't going to start on time. Like, so it was really funny how.
I love that.
And you had to lock your phone in this little pouch, which they make
so
you do at comedy shows.
I had no idea. So when you said that, I was like, what?
Yeah, because if it leaks, it's out. And what's the point of buying tickets to come
sense.
see the show?
I just never thought of it.
So you put it in this little pouch and you get to keep it. So you bring the pouch with you, but you don't know what time it is. And it like, hey Siri, what time it is? Like nothing's getting through the pouch. So you're just basically stuck in this.
Even watches, right?
Yeah, you didn't have to put your smartwatch in there.
Woo!
So it was, but it was a lot
good.
of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, but he's great anyway. Like in all his movies, like I laugh hard.
And we watch all of his shows on Netflix. And Jean's a big Kevin Hart fan.
Yeah.
So this is what I got him for Father's Day.
I love that.
And I mean, when he came out, he was like, oh my God, it's like seeing Santa Claus.
Aww.
So it was really fun to see him.
That was
excited.
A good gift.
Yes. And he laughed.
Good job,
and,
Sarah.
He's not one that, shows a lot of emotion, including joy. So to hear him laugh for just a consecutive amount of time, it was awesome. I should have saved it and given it to him for Christmas. Because I don't have any idea I'm going to get him for Christmas.
I know. What do you get our husbands for Christmas?
I don't know. And he's one that we're especially in that phase of life, and I do it too.
Yeah.
Like if you want something,
you
get it.
Yeah.
And I would rather have an experience than a
gift.
I think.
I was talking about experiences. I don't know what I was listening to recently. I think it was a podcast. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just remember this quickly. It was Life with Loverly. Hello.
Of course it was.
Of course it was her podcast. I'm sorry. What?
Did you see her Thanksgiving from Alice Beach?
Oh, yes, I did.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
At their little house.
I know. I'm so jealous.
Whatever. She's so cute. But yeah, her husband was on the podcast. And he was talking about what they finally got. There was several little things, and they talked about like what guys want for Christmas.
What did he say?
And he said his favorite thing is experiences.
Okay.
He loved the concert that they went to. I can't remember now who they saw, but in Nashville most recently. So he'd rather have an experience than a gift. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm that way too.
Yeah.
I love a trip. I love a trip with Chad and I to just do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. So, Chad, you heard it
Chad,
right here.
The experience.
The experience.
And I feel like I do the same thing every time. I've talked about this before. Like if we have an opportunity to do anything, we go to the beach.
Yes.
But I don't know that that's necessarily a terrible thing.
No.
No. But I want to I want to do that with Barrett. Like because we talked about this when we had a break a little minute ago. Our kids don't want anything for Christmas. Like they don't have to want anything anymore.
It's so true.
Like even because we got like the Sears catalog.
Yeah. Oh my.
7,000 pages.
Oh my God.
You circled what you wanted in the Sears catalog.
That was oh my God. I love. Oh my God. There was nothing like getting the catalog and circling what you wanted for Christmas.
Did you know that you could buy a house from the Sears catalog? Like all the pieces.
Like a real house?
Like a real house. That was a thing. Like you could order house from the Sears catalog.
I remember that.
I think that might have been before our time even.
Wow.
But eventually, at some point, you could order houses out of it. And it would, you get all the pieces to build your own house.
Of course,
something like that.
Sears catalog, of course.
But they don't have to do that. So you get the Amazon book and the Target book. And even when I look online at gifts for 8-year-old boys, it's a bunch of junk.
Yes. I did the same thing for Ada Brett. It's junk.
It's junk. So I don't know. So I'd like to think of, but it's hard to do. Like Santa's not going to give an experience.
Yeah, that's right.
So you have to do parents and Santa. And not that I don't want him to believe in Santa for anything. I want to hold on to these years as much as I can.
Yes.
But still trying to make Santa magical when he can't tell me. Like we went to Walmart the other day to take pictures of toys that he might want. Ideas, not one thing. Not one, but it's all a bunch of crap.
It is. Oh, 100%.
It's another thing that'll go under the tree just to be put in the Goodwill box 3 months later.
It's so true.
So it's depressing.
It is depressing.
But Gene and I didn't do gifts last year. And it was also depressing. So it's a double edge. Like,
Get the gift.
we don't
Lee,
have
get the
anything
gift.
to open. And I want him to
Yes.
open something. And I want to
I'm
open.
that way too
So,
with Chad.
You know, no. So not last year. So the year before we didn't do gifts. And I decided that was too depressing. We were going to get
Yes.
stockings.
Oh, yeah.
At least a stocking.
At least a stocking.
He
yes.
did not understand the assignment and brought in this giant box. Like, does that fit? Does that look like it fits in a stocking? And all I'd
How
had
big
for
is your
him
stocking,
was
Sarah?
like a Butterfinger and like junk that legitimately
Toiletries.
fits in a stocking. So then I had to go out and find gifts. So it just was a
oh
lot.
my gosh, that's so
So now
funny.
we're trying to decide this year. Okay, we really need to put some parameters down on is it a gift? Is it an experience? Is
Yes.
it something that we do together? And plus, his birthday is December the 5th, so I have to do
My
a
gosh.
birthday gift
Yes.
and then a Christmas gift.
I understand that. Well, not with Chad, but with Ada Britt. Ada Britt's December 3rd.
Right.
So she has December 3rd her birthday, and then she has Christmas, and it's like, what's the focus?
Right. Right.
What is the focus here?
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, I totally agree with, even with Listen to Life with Loverly, when she talked about the experiences piece with her husband. I think that's cool. How do you wrap that up?
Right.
I'm not 100% sure, but you could do something cute, I guess.
Well,
you know?
I don't think it was his 40th birthday, but there was a birthday that we went on. We went to the Dominican Republic.
Ooh, I love.
I mean, that was, but it was for we
That's
had a significant anniversary that year, so it was everything all wrapped into one. So it wasn't
Yes.
just like we have it to be like, here's your Christmas gift. Like we didn't do birthdays that year, we didn't do
That's
Christmas
right.
that year, we didn't do anniversary that year.
Yes.
Like everything was this trip, but
Yeah.
we went in December, so we left
That
like a
is
couple of
cool.
days after Christmas.
Ooh,
So
I
it really
love
was
that.
cool to do it in that time frame.
I do love that.
So maybe we'll look at doing something like that again for next year because I
Ooh.
can't get it together enough this year to do it for this year.
It's too soon. It's too soon. It's happening
Maybe-
soon.
And I think about those men and like the Chad it could probably have it's so easy. Like your husband wears ties to work or cufflinks or
that's
dresses
easy.
up. Like mine wears
No, me
leggings,
neither.
not leggings.
Jean, do you wear leggings? Joggers.
He wears
Those are
joggers.
They're joggers.
Joggers and you know
Yes.
shirts, t-shirts just work. So
Yeah.
it's not like I
Yeah.
can give him cufflinks every year or a tie or
No.
you know those types of
No.
things. And you can only give somebody so many beard accessories
That's where I am with
before
Chad.
it starts becoming like, oh, thanks, another beard comb, honey.
Listen,
Blah. So-
there was years that I got Chad beard stuff every single year, and I remember the last year I stopped that. He opened. I thought it was the coolest thing. You know those man crates that you can like.
Yes.
So I thought that was, to me, that was really cool. Like it comes in this crate thing, and you have to be a man, and you have to open that
Right.
thing with like this crowbar thing, and like they give you all the tools for
Yeah.
it. So I was like, this is gonna be awesome. And he opened it up, and he was like, okay, and I'm like, what? I'm like, that is beer. That is amazing beer stuff. You see all that? Mm-mm. Clearly, I had just exceeded the beard
That's when you
accessories
hit
and the
your cap.
items. Yeah.
It was no longer
Yeah,
exciting.
it really wasn't. So, like, dang. So it is hard.
So if
it's
you have
hard
some awesome gifts, husband ideas,
Yes.
put that on our Facebook page.
Please do.
Because
no
we
doubt.
struggle.
And
We're
everybody's different. So, some people might like the ties and whatnot if that's what they're into,
Mhm.
but maybe not. Maybe it is an experience, or I don't know.
And I guess, and that's another thing, like I need some experience at it because in my head, I'm thinking it has to be grand, like we do. Everything
do,
has to be over the
yes,
top.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
probably could just be like I arrange a babysitter and
That's exactly right.
I make the plan or I do the
Yes,
things. You know,
yes.
I put in the effort.
That's right. That's right.
So we'll
It's kind of
see.
back to that 222 challenge.
Yes.
Which
Just
I'm
time.
not
So we have not
winning
had.
at. I'm not winning at that.
No, I'm
Not
trying to
winning.
think. Oh, we're going on a date this coming up Wednesday.
Oh, that's good.
So
yes, I love
there's a guy in town. His name is Kirk
Ooh.
Rouse.
that.
Well, he's
Like a chef's table kind of thing.
yes, he's at a show table, and we have tickets, so we're going to
Oh
that.
my God, that's amazing.
It's 7 chefs
Ooh.
that are
love
all
this.
creating a different part of the meal.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
And they're doing it at a restaurant. I guess they're shutting the restaurant down for the
Oh,
night. So
that
I'm
is
excited about this
cool.
little date night. So that will be.
I love
I
that.
get sweaty thinking about this challenge because we have not done well.
Hey, but you got plans.
But we have plans.
That's
We've
what
only
it's
been on the
about.
one. The Tracy Lawrence was the only
Yes.
date, so
Yeah.
we're a little bit behind because that's supposed to be
Yeah.
weekly. Weekly, date?
So
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. Okay, so we're a little far behind, but that's okay.
You know, it's a thought that counts.
So they say.
So they say.
So they say. It's a thought that counts.
Yeah. Let us know on Facebook or Instagram about cool gift ideas
For men,
for
because
their
they're hard.
spouses. Yeah.
Because last time we talked about things that if you live locally that you could get for your wife.
That's right.
You know, candles, wine glasses are always good.
Yes.
You know, those types of things. I'm a product junkie.
Yeah.
But now that I have like found my products, like I don't need you to buy me any products. Like I'm covered on the products.
See, that would be like getting me a vacuum.
Yes.
You know, like don't
get me a vacuum.
Yeah, don't do that.
Is that offensive though? If you say, "Oh, here is your skincare or whatever," or do you read that like you do a vacuum?
Yeah, but you're selling that, Sarah. You don't get you that because
I'm not getting that. But like if Chad, Chad gave you like skincare, is that offensive for somebody to give you something like here? You probably need to start using this.
Nope.
Here's your moisturizer.
It depends on the day, ladies.
Yeah.
It depends on the day. If I'm feeling myself or not. So yeah, I don't know.
I think as we grow up, experiences are the way to go.
Me too. And I think communication is key.
Yes.
Brittany did say this in her podcast, and her husband did. Communicating between you and the husband or you and your spouse is important, no matter what. Like, just be honest. You know, what would you like?
Right.
Or what do you not? Because I'm going to get you something.
Right.
So help me make sure it's not a bust.
And even just give me a couple, like just give me a list. If he would just give me a list of
and then you choose
3 things and let me pick the one, they can be surprised at which one I pick.
Yes.
But we don't even do that.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, I couldn't write down 3 things that I'd want him to give me.
I think that's fair. I would probably be the same way.
Yeah.
No. See, I probably couldn't do that today.
But then because I'm like, oh, you know what you want for Christmas? You want new bar stools for Christmas. I'm pretty sure that new bar stools
you definitely want that.
would bring so much joy to Gene if he had some new. I'm very into velvet at the moment.
Oh yes.
If you had some velvet bar stools, you probably would feel like your life is complete. And he just doesn't know it. But if I could bring that little bit of joy that he didn't know he needed into his life.
And when he sat on those.
Oh my gosh. And he just would eat his peanut butter sandwich that all we'd be able to afford to eat after we bought these velvet bar stools. He would enjoy them. He would enjoy them so much more.
And they would look so good.
He would enjoy them so much more. Do you have any, like, these are Christmas traditions, these are things we do every single year?
Other than we go, so every Christmas day, we go to Chad's parents.
Okay.
And we do Christmas at their house.
Okay.
But as far as traditions, no, not really. Oh, actually, no, that's a lie.
Oh, okay.
So every Christmas Eve, we're foodies.
Mm-hmm.
Every Christmas Eve, Chad does a prime rib. And so he does a prime rib on this egg, and we have that every single year.
I like that.
And when I say that, we've done that since we've been married.
Okay.
And so,
so that's officially a tradition.
No, that's not true because we didn't have the egg. He had the egg. Let's see. I think we were like 5 years in, maybe 6 years in our marriage. And I was finally able to afford that thing. And so got it. And he started doing prime rib because it was around Christmas. Okay. And so every Christmas Eve we do prime rib.
I love that.
I love that too because y'all know.
Do y'all still do cookies for Santa?
We do.
Do you make them?
Sometimes.
Oh, Santa getting the Chips Ahoy, April?
Not the Chips Ahoy.
Just pull them out of the package.
I'll buy them from somewhere local. A local bakery. No, my girls do like to make cookies, and we have done that many times, but it's not consistent.
Barrett and I make a different cookie for Santa every year.
I love that.
So we do that, but we don't.
That. Do you do reindeer food? Do you do the reindeer food?
No, I don't do reindeer food because I get really nervous about the reindeer food's not gone.
Yeah.
Unless you go out, if you spread it out, and then you also go out and collect it.
I know.
And Barrett is very literal. So he would be like, okay, this is how I know Santa Claus isn't real because the reindeer food's still in the yard. So obviously, not that the reindeer weren't hungry.
That's right. And they ate 40,000 other reindeer food, carrots, celery.
Right.
I don't know what all that is.
Because he already knows about the tooth fairy.
Yeah.
I mean, he just point blank asked me if the tooth fairy was real or not. Yeah. Caught me off guard. And really, I did this because he's like, I was looking for a phone charger and I found all my teeth in the drawer. Which I'm apparently a psychopath and keep all the teeth. I don't know if you're supposed to keep the teeth or not, but I've kept the teeth. So he found his teeth. And then I even tried to spin it. Well, the tooth fairy gives them back to us.
Yes.
Takes them from you, leaves the money. Tooth fairy gives them back to us.
Yes.
But he found the teeth, so he knows about Tooth Fairy. And then wasn't going to lie when he said, "Are you the Tooth Fairy?"
That's right.
Like, well, what do you mean? Am I the Tooth Fairy?
You say that.
So I don't feel like we have very much longer of Santa. Yeah. So I think the reindeer food would probably be the nail in the coffin because he would go out in the yard to check.
Yeah.
So I could do like carrots for them because I could discard the carrots, but the glitter, the oatmeal,
I mean, it's a thing for some people.
The thing that you put out there, no, that'd be enough for him. He would. I feel like that would start the questions.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm just trying not to spark any questions.
Just have the magic.
Just have the magic.
Just
have the magic of Santa.
In the magic
believe in the magic of Santa as long as you can. But I don't know that it's ever too late to start traditions. And I really I remember as a kid, like we would get in the car and drive around and look at Christmas lights.
We did that too.
And we never do that.
I love that too.
So maybe this will be the year we start that tradition.
Now, when we were growing up, they didn't have all the music and all that, with the lights. There's some places like have the music, the lights are like in sync with the music.
Yes.
It's so stinking cool.
It is really cool.
And it's at someone's home.
Yeah.
So I don't crazy. No.
The druthers to do that.
Me either, but
So
but I do. I love that you mentioned starting traditions.
Let's talk about Christmas on our Facebook page. Tell us what you're buying your spouse for Christmas. Tell us what your Christmas traditions are. Yes. That's what we want to hear on our Facebook page. As we start officially the holiday season now, because
that's right.
Thanksgiving is past us.
That's right.
So we can start talking about Christmas. All things Christmas.
All things Christmas.
Okay.
I love it.
Love it. All right. I give the cocktail a 5.
I give it a 4.
Oh, okay. B, what do you give it?
I give it a 4. It tastes like soda.
So all you get out of it is the Sprite?
Just this.
And I didn't even put that much Sprite in it. Yeah.
If you just taste like soda.
It's very light to me.
To me, it's very light too.
I don't feel like this is I mean, I feel like this could be a summertime cocktail just as much as like a Jingle Juice cocktail, but it's very light. Very light. Very, very light.
And it's very pretty.
And it is pretty. Yeah. I don't necessarily think I'm going to lump it into the holiday cocktail group.
No.
It doesn't make me feel festive.
No, I would agree with that. Yeah, 100%.
I don't feel festive about it, but it's very light. It's very easy. And the whipped vodka is good. I'm going to look up some more stuff to go with the whipped vodka.
It really turned out good.
Yes. So, okay.
Who would have known?
Who would have known? All right. So 5 and 2 4s. I do want to give an update on the t-shirts for everybody that has bought a t-shirt. We had a little hiccup with the printing, getting the pig logo in the format that they needed. But that has been cleared up. So they have the logo. The t-shirt should be being printed. So the t-shirt should be out very, very soon. Right. So we want everybody to follow us on Instagram at Enjoy the Chaos Podcast _22. Like and share us on Facebook.
That's right.
Check us out on YouTube. If you can't watch the video on Spotify, if you're only able to listen on Apple, you can go check out the videos on YouTube.
Yes.
Our websites where we'll put the cocktail recipes, gift ideas, things like that.
Enjoy the Chaos Podcast.org.
That's right. So we're everywhere.
We're everywhere. That's right.
But we hope you guys have a great week.
That's right.
We'll see y'all next time.
That's right.
Cheers.